Welcome to the channel, everybody. Now today I've got a Scum 0.95 and beyond news and updates video for you all. So let's jump straight in and see what the devs have been up to over the past week, shall we? Right then, so first up first, we do have programmers, and they are working on that loop cooldown system, on a fix for the runtime virtual textures, a fix for the encounters, sentries and dropship, working on an optimized NPC shooting system, code reviews, commit system migration, working on the movement rework, working on that quest UI, on the telemetry, and overall bug fixing. So there's a lot going on at the moment, but this does give us some indication that they are currently testing the encounters and dropships. Obviously, they've already found some issues with it, and they're already working on a fix, which is nice to see. Very reassuring that they're working on fixes, obviously, before they put it out to the general population. Now, that's not guaranteed that there won't still be bugs when it is released, but that's why we're all here to test the game and give our feedback. Now, other than this, obviously a loot cooldown system, this may have something to do with a new looting mechanic that they may bring in. It may just be about the current spawning system that they have for loot, and maybe just readjusting that as well. Another big one here is obviously working on a fix for that runtime virtual textures. I think we're all experiencing that at the moment. A bit of a strobe light effect and stuff like this that we're all getting. Now, hopefully that should be fixed. This is sort of like a game breaking thing, so the devs should be working on that primarily as well. So move on to level design, and they are still working on those distant LODs like they were last week. The entire team is still working on it, as obviously there's a lot to improve here. And I think if you're playing Scum on a daily basis like myself, you are noticing this as well. So hopefully, again, this along with those textures should be fixed very soon. Okay, so now if we move on to the art team, they've been working on the new trailer, on weapon skins, working on morphs for armbands, on a new short pants clothing item, optimizations, and obviously that bug fixing. So it's nice to see that those armbands are still being worked on and eventually will come in. Whether or not they're working on new weapon skins or they're just working on the current ones that are currently in the game is another thing. Be nice to see some new short pants clothing items though. We really do have a few options of that. And obviously when you're down in the south and it is a very hot day, you do tend to get overheated quite easily. So that would be nice to see as well. But we're going to move on now to the sound team, and they've been solely working on bug fixing. As we know, Scum is full of little tiny bugs as well as some major bugs at the moment. But with sound, it has improved drastically over the past sort of month or so. Really, really good work from the sound team there, especially with all those ambient sounds and things we have been getting. Sometimes the wind can be a bit loud, even in open areas. I can kind of understand it in a forest sort of area with the trees blowing and stuff like this, but out in the middle of a field, when you get this really harsh wind come through when there's no storm, it's a bit iffy. So maybe they're still working on a few things, but a great improvement from them over the past month. Right, so now we're going to move on to QA/CM. Again, this doesn't change much from week to week, but in case you're new here, I'll go through it with you anyway. So they've been responding to player inquiries, hunting and banning cheaters, Steam general discussion and bug reports, testing of upcoming features, and various bug reports. So again, if you have any bug reports you want to put across to them, you can do this in Steam general discussions, bug reporting, but obviously now there is a link down in the description for a dedicated website where you can easily report bugs. Alright, you can attach files and stuff to it as well. It does help if you attach a video file to it, but if you don't have one, just a good description of the bug will do. So let's move on to last but not least, the design team, and they've been finishing the design of quests, designing rewards for quest completion, and working on quest texts. Now, it's lovely to see that this is finally coming to a close, and it's good to see this with obviously what the programmers are doing with fixing bugs to the encounter, to the dropships, you know, NPCs, things that are going to come in with 1.0. They're slowly coming to a close, and it will then move across to a lot of obviously testing, bug fixing across that before then it comes to us. So we've still got a little while to wait for this, but it is nice and reassuring to see that, who knows, maybe we will get a 1.0 this year. But that is pretty much going to be all for today. There's been no leaks over on Twitter, as per usual at the moment. But who knows, maybe one day Tommy Slav will come back for his shit posting. But thank you very much for joining me. I just want to give a quick shout out to our channel members. Thank you very much for your extra and ongoing support. It's always appreciated. If you want to join them, you can do. Head over to the channel, hit that join button and see what perk suits you best. But if you want to support me in another way, you can do simply by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. In that way, you'll stay up to date with all the latest Scum news, guides, and even that random stuff I like to get up to sometimes. Until next time, see ya.